Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Real Film Talk. My name is Will Braunlich. Now sit back, grab some snacks, and enjoy the review. Today, we will look at the sequel to the creepy Smile movie. This is Smile 2. Here's my reaction to the trailer. Normally I would be giving you a little quip about the movie I'm going to see, but to be honest, I'm just excited to try this out. Just a quick disclaimer, this trailer will most likely contain some very scary scenes. Your discretion is advised. This is Smile 2.
I need you to listen to me. Something really bad happened. You remember Louis Fergoli from high school? I went to his apartment, but when I showed up, Louis?
I feel like that was kind of a cheap jump scare, honestly.
No, get away from me! What?
Can't see
He was
it.
smiling at me.
Oh yeah, I don't know if we had to censor that out or not.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sky Riley, you are in the middle of a
hey,
big
Drew Barrymore.
world tour. You okay?
I keep seeing this face everywhere.
Oh god. That's very creepy, I won't lie.
You witnessed a death. Now it's latched onto you.
911, what's your emergency?
Okay, please don't
I've
there be
traced
a
the
jump
string
scare
of deaths
literally
to
every
you.
second.
Nobody
Really,
has
it's not that scary
survived longer
anymore.
than a week.
Okay, that's
Sky,
scary.
pull it together.
That's definitely scary and not
get back
funny
up.
at all.
No.
I will not let this thing use me.
Wait,
do we stop
that guy looks
We need to
familiar.
kill you first.
What?
The guy from the dinner.
We have to end it. No matter what. You're not in control. I am.
These darn trailers that just to give away everything.
I need to stop it, but I don't know how.
Herald Square Garden, not Madison Square Garden. Are you serious? Okay, so, it does look a little scary. I mean, I do feel like seeing all the people in the hallway, that looks pretty silly, I won't lie. I seem to be a fan of the low budget movies that do extremely well. I know the first Halloween movie had a really low budget, but that ended up being such a big hit that it spawned many sequels. Some were deemed unnecessary. I know Get Out was a pretty relatively low budget, and that ended up making a ton of money. In fact, it actually won an Oscar for Best Original Screenplay. I remember seeing the first Smile movie, thinking okay, it's either gonna be really scary or it's gonna be unintentionally funny, almost no in between. In some ways, it was a little bit of both. But I feel like if they're gonna make a sequel, then hopefully they learn from what people didn't really like about the first movie and try to add it into here. So I will go see this and I will go give you my general thoughts. Smile 2 is written and directed by Parker Finn, who wrote and directed the first movie, and stars Naomi Scott. About to embark on a world tour, global pop sensation Sky Riley begins experiencing increasingly terrifying and inexplicable events. Overwhelmed by the escalating horrors and the pressures of fame, Sky is forced to face her past. Now, before I give you my thoughts on this movie, I should probably give you my thoughts on the first Smile movie. I enjoyed it a good bit. Do I think it's perfect? No, but there are a lot of things I thought were neat and creative about it. The performance from Sosie Bacon was great, and the movie delivers in giving us some creepy visuals and sound design. I will say two of my biggest complaints, and this one was more of a nitpick, that I thought there were moments that I found more funny than scary, unintentionally, of course. I also found the main character Rose to be kind of unlikable throughout different stages of the movie. But the movie ended up being a big hit, that it made $217 million from an estimated $17 million budget. So of course, a sequel had to be made. I was a little worried that the sequel would have similar parts from the first movie, almost like a copy and paste, but I try to keep an open mind like I do with most movies. After seeing this movie, this may be one of the rare cases where the sequel is better than the first movie, even though I don't think it's a great movie either. I want to start with Naomi Scott, playing Sky Riley. I thought she was great in this role. Some of you might know her as Jasmine from the live-action Aladdin. Oh. Kimberly from the 2017 Power Rangers. Oh. And the 2019 version of Charlie's Angels. To Scott's credit, she was one of the few bright spots in those movies. Her character, while has a troubled past, tries to move on and find comfort in where she is now. One of the things I thought was done better than the first movie was how he dove into more of a psychological approach to just about any person. This movie was more than the creepy smiles we see being advertised. We see a person, just like you and me, go literally mad. Another thing I thought was pretty good were the choice of creepy visuals. They bring back the city being upside down, which was a neat touch, but they add more to those shots. Scenes of her doing music had some cool visuals, one of the stage being all red. There was a trail that was red that was in the shape of a smile. I thought director Parker Finn was creative in his selections. So how scary is this compared to the first movie? I have to give credit where credit is due. This, I definitely took more seriously than the first movie. The tension was real, and some of the jump scares did pay off, some of them. But we'll talk about it in a bit. In fact, let's talk about it now. I feel like most of the scares in this movie we've seen in the advertisements already. Now granted, they tried to add some more onto them, but for some reason they weren't as effective. There was one scene in particular that was probably the creepiest of all of them, even more so than the ones with the smiles. I also feel like the climax was a little bit overkill when it came to the scares. It's like they were meeting for the setup and they were thinking, how can we make this spookier? And someone said, how about we add a jump scare every minute? Genius! I also felt like the climax was somewhat anticlimactic, and I can't say why though, without going into spoilers, but it makes the whole buildup seem a little silly and kind of pointless. Another issue I have is I felt like they borrowed some parts of the first movie and added to this movie. It's not a complete copy and paste, but from time to time they had me thinking, really? We're doing this again? So in the end, Smile 2 was an enjoyable sequel that has some similar parts as the first movie, but other parts I think they did better. The set design and cinematography was good and eerie, topping it off with a great performance by Scott. This was a sequel done right. My grade for Smile 2 will be a B. Thank you all for watching this review. I hope you all enjoyed it. Until next time, this is Will Braunlich, and I will see you at the movies. Save a seat for me.
Funding for Simsbury Community Television is provided in part by contributions from viewers like you. Thank you.